Don't be afraid.
And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII, also known as the Shame Wagon. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. And let's continue. So lots of CP to burn, even though, to be fair and honest with you, it's not that much. I mean, and I mean that too, it's really not that much in the grand scheme of things. Let's go ahead and get skills. There's Bar Fire. Let's get Accessory. Then this one costs 330, which we don't have enough. Which will create stage, well, role level synergist. We'll wait on that. I don't remember if that gives you a new tier or if it just gives you a real big boost. It's just my memory is not that good about what it does at that juncture. We've got Ravage and we've got Launch here. Some good stat upgrades too. What else have we invested in? So this is Ravager, which will give us Fire, which is kind of nice. And then Medic, which was what we were working on, can lead us to an Accessory. So we're already on that road. We'll just grab Accessory. Ravager. Okay, and then Commando. And we'll work our way to getting Launch and Ravage. Okay, so that should be everybody pretty much. Yeah, we're saving his because I'm not quite sure what I want to do with his yet. With that back end. Again, let's make sure we pick some fights. See what our CP options are, but doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be anything good. So they're pretty much immune to... They take normal damage to everything. They'll probably just beat down enemies. Like so. And that's probably why they made you take control of Hope, because you would know to blitz all of the group yourself. And look at that, 104 points. So now we're actually starting to freaking get somewhere. Cannot go that way.
Use the lights as a guide to keep us moving.
Yeah. And we see another palette swap. So strangely enough, we've seen two palette swaps of the Tiger enemy. The Texturon instead of the Pantheron, and it's getting to what I was talking about earlier, where it's just a lot of nonsense that it's just constant. Is that it's just constant, like, repetition of palette swaps. And we haven't even seen all the variants, but that's the second version of the Tiger thing we've seen already. Or no, the third. It should be the third. And we're gonna see more. So hold on to your butt. Or if you're cute, hold on to mine. So we actually have enough now. We're gonna go for it. It was under Synergist, I think. Yeah, let's increase the roll level and see what the deal is behind it. Gain the level as a Synergist. That tells us nothing other than Synergist is at level 2. We can't evolve it further, so it, to me, seems like it did nothing. So we're going to further invest in Ravager, because these are only 130, so his is actually now cheaper than what's-her-name's. And Medic gives us nothing new, it's just stats. So definitely want to work on Ravager for the higher magic damage output.
It's a surefire way to get ambushed.
Yeah.
Would this work better, Light? How about this, Light?
And the battle is won. And you get nothing for fighting them still. Not a surprise. I'd rather fight that first freaking fight that we saw like 10 times over, baby. Get some fucking serious levels.
Have you ever been here before? On duty, I mean.
No,
He said duty.
I haven't. This area is covered by the Woodlands Observation Battalion.
Get on side.
You scared?
Not really. I'm ready to fight if I have to.
To keep you safe. I'll want it back.
It's a stabby thing. Stab, 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 stab. You know how he's really going to use that.
I'm glad I followed you. By myself, I would have had.
I think it's a stabby thing. Oakley dokley.
Time to move.
Seems like there should be a treasure there. Alright.
You
Whee!
need to cover your tail and stay focused on moving forward.
We just saved.
You don't need to rush.
I'm not too keen on wasting time.
No holding back. Maybe we should try something else.
We should also check the paradigms while I'm thinking about it. And we'll end this battle. Booyah. Yeah, let's check our paradigms really quick because I have a feeling we need to figure this out. We don't have dual medic. And we have dual Ravager. And we don't have Synergist medic. Guess we want to buff while healing so we don't have to worry about taking it slows the battle down a bit, but it is effective if you really want to think of it that way. In the battle is Warden.
Would this work better, Light?
Nope.
How about this, Light?
And we'll get back to this.
Way to go.
And the battle is Warden.
The military uses this place for bioweapons research.
You don't say. Oh, we should have gotten this jump on that. What a load of shit. Let's kill the leeches first. That way we can focus on what we're doing with the big guy. Which again is based off of a model I think we've already seen. All normal there. All right.
Don't stray too far. Study your enemy's actions. That'll help you form a strategy.
Same deal here. Take this fool out.
How about this, Light?
This should get him staggered. Yep.
No problem.
And there it is. Nice.
Be ready for the next
And the battle is won. Before we start dicking around with that thing, we've got some CP to spend, so we may as well. Let's go to Ravager for Hope. So pick up Fyra, Watera. We'll put the rest over there. And then for Commando, at least we have access to Fyra. Not that that would help us directly, but let's see if we can get him to turn around.
Stay alert.
Right in his butthole.
I'm not gonna back down.
And see, getting launched is all the better. That's why it's worth doing, you know? 36 for fighting a behemoth. Be upset about that. That's bullshit. Well, look at how easy it was to beat. Yeah, it was that easy to beat because we had frickin' launch and Fyra. But besides and beyond that, it wouldn't have been that easy of a fight, I don't think. And again, it's another palette swap.
What is it?
We need to hide. seem like they're even looking for us. I mean, we're Lassie and we're on the loose.
SciComm's keeping it all under wraps. They don't want their failure publicized.
I don't want to look like a bunch of idiots.
So the other soldiers don't know about us, right?
Right. They don't know anything about any fugitives. Over here. We don't need to rush. Concentration's important, but never.
I'm feeling like there's gonna be one a treasure on one of these end cap looking things, but so far it hasn't come to pass. Part of me keeps sitting there going, "It's gonna happen, and you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it." All right. Love fighting these guys. These guys are great. You can fight them all day long. I could care less.
No holding
They
back.
give the good stuff. Look at that. 156. And I want to be that guy. Hold on. I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe we can repeat that fight. Excuse me. Oops. Because I believe, and I could be wrong, I'm probably wrong. Go back down. I have a feeling that that's not the case. A part of me used to think that there was an area in the game where you could... Oh yeah, look, they respawned. I knew it! I knew it. It's like my memory was like, I knew there was a game where you could literally grind moderately good CP. And here it is.
It's all or nothing.
And you may as well max out their grid while you're here, because it'll get carried over to all the other characters, right? So if you can max out their grid and then some, you're going to be in a pretty good position, because this is a really easy fight to do. And for 150 CP a go, you could fight them, gain a little extra, and then move on. Now, yeah, that would take a while, and we're not going to get much from the freaking behemoth, so there's no point in dealing with that. If my memory serves me right, we could just sit here and grind this for relatively... Because the elevator activity takes some time, you know, it takes roughly a whole minute to... Not reset the fight, but it takes about a minute to a minute and a half, maybe, or 2 minutes. This takes roughly 30 seconds to a minute. Let's say this takes a minute. The fight itself up here, I think takes roughly 2 minutes. So every 3 minutes you get 150 Crysterium, which is enough to level almost. It's just under what you need to level your sphere, your grid. So, and I believe this gives us a time. So we'll check it out in a minute here. So that took battle duration 16 seconds. Okay, so that took 16 seconds to do. So let's say it takes 30, just because of the scenes and everything else. This roughly takes 2 minutes to get 150 CP, over and over and over again. So that's gonna be what I do for quite a while. It's like I said, CP grinding in this game is pretty weird. Like I said, you could save and reload and do it, but this is a place in the game where you don't have to actually save, reload the game, and then fight through the area, then reload the game, fight through the area, save, reload, fight through the area, and so on. You can just go up and down this freaking elevator. and then pick a fight with these guys, and then just freaking power level that way. Why make this difficult, right?
Block out everything else.
So I'm gonna go ahead and literally do exactly that. So we'll be back after I've done dicking around with grinding, and of course, me being a freaking dick, I'm gonna do this hardcore. So semi-hardcore. Okay, so I've maxed out their Crystarium for the time being, because you can't do any more. It didn't take that long. It took like 30 minutes. Or maybe 40. I lost track. But it really didn't take very long to accomplish this task at all. And everybody's pretty much geared up and ready to go. So let us continue. That way we can get further. Is it really going to help us all that much? We can now finally figure that element out. Does it really matter that we've come this far with their leveling of the Crystarium? We'll see. Probably not.
Maybe we should try something else.
Come on. Here we go. And the battle is won. Didn't add much to our ability to fight enemies. It's just gets you further along. Now, to be fair, it gives us access to the abilities that we so desperately need. For sure. And then when we start picking up the other characters and whatnot, we'll clearly be doing more accessible stuff with them. They'll be like right away we can start like building up their skills and not having to worry about building them up along the way so much. So it's just a matter of us getting a little further.
How about this, right?
I'm having faith that auto attack will actually help us. And there it is. And we get the Hawkeye. Now, again, it was my concern of powering these weapons up too much. The Hawkeye is significantly weaker than the Air Wing. But we do have access to another accessory. Totally forgot about this.
Never panic. Calm heads make good decisions.
And we'll put this dude in the Hurt Locker. There we go. And you might even notice we're not really getting much for... That we're not getting much for battle variation here. And when I mean that, I mean like we're not getting any more of those little guys that were helping us level earlier. Like, hence why I wanted to make sure I exploited that. Because as soon as I saw them there, and I'm like, well, won't the elevator and switching like floors respawn the enemy? And lo and behold, it did exactly that. So if you hear a little beeping in the background, sorry guys, I left something open while I was recording, and I just noticed now that there's a noise back there. So that might ding off once in a while. My bad.
We can win this. Good call.
Yeah, well, I screwed that up anyway, so there we go.
For the next fight.
Because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing.
That's one of the bulkheads I'll see. Stay on guard.
See if they turn around.
Time to move.
They do not. So we have to fight this head on, which is always bad.
I'm not gonna back down.
What we need to do is right away get rid of the Thextron. God damn it. It made me hesitate. It doesn't help when she misses, does it?
Here.
Good call. I
Can't
got
give
your
up
back.
now. Thanks. Maybe we should try something else.
Yes, we gotta beat this guy down. There we go. Got it.
Gotta be stronger.
So much CP. I'm kind of happy. And there's going to be moments in the game where we will repeat that process. As needed. As needed.
I wonder how the others are doing.
Saz and Vanille? Who knows?
Probably taking dumps off the side of a cliff.
Even if they got away, they'll get caught eventually. Then they'll have to choose. Resist or surrender.
Surrender. Huh. Do you think he's still alive?
You mean Snow? He's too stubborn to die. And that's his best quality. He's arrogant and chummy from the get-go. Thinks he's everybody's pal. Never liked him much. He leads around a bunch of kids. Gang called Nora.
Where'd they get the name Nora?
Because Lola was taken.
Stupid acronym. Their little
Yeah, it
stands
does sound pretty
for
dumb.
no obligations, rules, or authority.
Well, this explains why Snow's is a moron. An
It's
absolute
irresponsible.
moron. And it's slow thinking. The key word is retarded. And if that offended you, you don't understand what that word means. You have to add another word in front of it to mean the derogatory part. Just saying. Snow is a slow thinker, and it is very, very clear that he is. Alright, let's make a save, because saving's your friend. And let's move.
There are a lot of feral creatures here, too. They're a little different from the military. This is an army facility for turning wildlife into weapons.
Civilians aren't.
And another palette swap, after we just had one.
We'll have to be sure and tell them.
And then they palette swapped this one even further, so they made a slight alteration to the panther enemy by giving it a mouth. Like a significant mouth, and then I think this palette swaps too. So they make you and / force you to fight your way through this with no other way around it, as it clearly said. So weak to fire. Which we could double Ravager later. In the next fight with one of these, we can move this fight along. After the opening strikes.
These fences are for containing the animals. If we take care of our inmates, they should.
Alright, let's do this.
Just block out everything else. Would this work better, Light?
Should have waited till I had two. Screw this. Just go to that. For crying out loud. This should get it. There we go. Could have done better, but it is what it is. 96 though. Again, the CP in this area is pretty good. Not gonna lie. My combat strategy could be better. That's really the problem.
Would this work better, Light? How about this, Light?
No, so regular fire does better when he's in that condition. Switch over again.
Maybe we should try something else.
Nah, what we're doing's working.
Would this work better, Light? How about this, Light?
We'll go back.
Maybe we should try something else.
And he's toast. I love these big open areas with a whole lot of nothing in it. Except enemies.
Maybe we should try something else.
If I actually go back to what I had before.
How about this, light? That wasn't so bad.
There we go. Got some new slug enemies. Without the wings. Again, it's still a palette swap to me.
It's all or nothing.
Let's see what we get for these guys. 104. About a little less than that other fight, so.
Wild animals can be even more violent and unpredictable than you're trained to kill them. Be careful.
We didn't get the preemptive. That's weird. Guess they must have somehow seen me.
That's it, Hope. I did it. Stay down.
Battles won. There we go. We'll probably go after Silver Lobo first. He's a much bigger threat.
I did it. Way to go.
Nice.
No problem.
Caged in like the animals.
With another palette swap. I wasn't fucking kidding. They don't understand how to make, you know, not how to cut back on their palette swaps.
Would this work better, light? Maybe we should try something else. Would this work better, light?
Should heal.
Thanks.
There we go. Now I feel better. Which, the launching thing's kind of something they stole from Grandia 3, but they made Grandia 3. So. Whatever. But it is kind of funny that they borrowed the idea of launching an enemy into the air. In the same kind of vein as that game.
We've tripped the security
Except you
bomb.
can't do multi-combo stuff
The
and
observation
get like
battalion
a
will be coming.
reaction out of it.
Let him come.
Just looks like it does more damage. Nothing over there.
Can handle a climb like this.
Considering they would jump so much that it would make Mario freaking blush. What can I say? Now, here's an interesting looking fight. Not gonna lie. There we go. 260. And that fight might actually even be repeatable. If you jump down and then jump back up, maybe. But the other one's an easier fight to do, in my opinion. That fight, you can see, can go south pretty quick.
What's eating you? Okay, I can tell you're hung up on something.
What's eating you? I think those monsters were trying to eat him, to be fair.
Is it the Lassie thing? It's snow, isn't it?
You want to give him the old hot game of poker.
What happened with him?
You wouldn't understand.
You and I are partners, Hope.
My mother was killed because of him. It's his fault. And he needs to pay for it. I'm not ready yet, but I will be soon. That's why I followed you.
You don't say.
Snow dragged us all into this. You and me, your sister Sarah.
I don't see how that...
He's
No, I
got
don't see how
me.
that happened. Hope you're just an edgelord. So now we have this change. Just really quick. I guess that's okay.
Stronger.
I'll take the lead.
Oh, save point, where art thou? Oh, I'm going the wrong
Time
way.
to move.
Wait a minute, isn't that the way we just came?
You just have to face your fear. Then
Guess
you can
not.
take on anything.
No, it's not the same way we came from. It just looks like it. For fucking reasons. Okay, anywho. We've come a pretty long way this episode. Not getting much story ground, but that's the game's fault anyway. But we've gained a lot of Cristidium, or points for the Cristerium, rather. I said Cristidium, didn't I? Cristerium. And so, again, hopefully when we get to the next tier of the Cristarium, whatever, we'll be good to go, and so will all the other characters as well. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/actorstudios for more live gaming action. Because when we come back, I torture myself further, and you guys get to mock me openly as I do. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll see you guys next time.